What is up, my YouTubers? And welcome back to Mommy Mondays. It has been a minute. Obviously, I haven't been vlogging or posting as much because, well, pregnancy is, you know, a struggle. So we're going to talk about life updates and the pregnancy update and everything. So this might be a long vlog, so bear with me. But all right. Mom's tiny home. So I think I talked about this a little bit in my last vlog about how she had to wait for like an engineer to get approved for like footings or not footings or whatever. Yeah. So long story short, she has to. She called the place where the tiny home was built, and they are taking it back to some company because she cannot do the footings, and she's going to go to a different route, either a smaller unit that does not require footings or something else. So her tiny home is kind of still on hold. Um, and then my back pain. So in the pregnancy, um, back pain is common in pregnancy, especially in your sciatic nerve. So it's nothing new, but I got to a point where my sciatic on my right side was so severe, I couldn't really walk that well. Um, and I was using icy hot or biofreeze, Tylenol. I mean, I was doing stretches, eating, hydrating, pillows between the legs. I mean, I was doing pretty much everything you possibly can to get rid of that sciatic pain, and nothing was helping. So I finally decided I'm going to go into the OB and see what they say, just in case it's not sciatic and it's something else. It was sciatic, they just said that they will give me magnesium oxide or something like that, and then increase the Tylenol, so I can take 500. No, I can take 1,000 milligrams 3 times a day. So I think I can't exceed 6 Tylenols a day or something like that. But either way, I could take Tylenol um, at least 1,000 milligrams at one time, and so that has been helping. I did get a belly band finally. I didn't realize I didn't have a belly band left over, but then again, I didn't think I was going to be pregnant. So we finally bought a belly band. Well, my OB, I guess, prescribed one. So we picked that up, and that plus the Tylenol plus the magnesium has helped a lot. And then um, they that was 2 weeks ago, and then I had to do a follow up last week with that. Um, baby bump. I am at towards Trenton. Hold on, baby boy. I am 36 weeks. I'll be 37 weeks on Tuesday, around Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll be 37 weeks, and it is currently Saturday, July 26th at 4:06 p.m. So I am doing the weekly appointments now. So every week I go to the OB, do an ultrasound and a stress test, which I will get into in a minute. But the bump, I have realized the bump has dropped. Dutch. At first, I didn't notice that it did until I was taking pictures of me with my belly tape, which I highly recommend. The only bad thing about the belly tape is that it was causing me heat rash up on top of my belly, like up here. So that was the only bad thing, but I highly recommend the belly tape. That stuff really does work with a belly band. Yes, I highly recommend it. Um, I would show you guys, but I'm not about to get up right now and show you guys. Anyways, so sleeping, as you can imagine, is hard. Um, just because I didn't want to buy a pregnancy pillow this pregnancy because I didn't really think I would need one, and there's no point in spending the money on a pregnancy pillow when I have a lot of pillows and then giving it away to somebody else. Um, so I've been just using my Timu, yes, from Timu, wedge pillows. I'll put one underneath the belly, and I'll put my weighted blanket, which is, I have a mini weighted blanket um, right here. That was one of my nieces that they just didn't want anymore. And I put that draped over my side so it kind of like puts pressure on my back. And I swear, this weighted blanket is the best thing. If you could figure out how to lay on your stomach with either like a blow up, like pool round thing, or if you have a pregnancy pillow, or if you just elevate yourself so your belly, if you can lay on your belly, put this, a weighted blanket, on your back. I highly recommend that. That takes away a lot of the pregnancy pain. Um, I did have my first nosebleed, pregnancy nosebleed. I rolled over one night and I felt dripping, and which is common in pregnancy. You can get nosebleeds just from the dry air, and I kind of soaked, not to TMI, but I kind of soaked like almost half a t-shirt, which was really gross, but I knew it was just common, so I didn't like do anything for it, and it cleared up like, in like an hour or so. Cleaning. So not only do I stress clean because, you know, and I like to clean because it calms me down, but then the nesting part of it is real. So I'm cleaning because I'm stressed out, and I'm cleaning because I want to calm down, and then I'm nesting on top of it. So it's like I can't catch a break. And then when I clean too much, obviously my body is telling me to rest because my back starts hurting or I start to get Braxton Hicks, and it's been fun. And now I'm at the point where I think going to the doctor yesterday, I finally figured out that, you know what, it's okay. It's okay. I don't have to do everything. It's not like the house has to be perfect. Every female, whether you've had one kid, no, I mean, if you're pregnant with your first child, whether you're pregnant with your last child, you will always go through a nesting phase. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about the nesting phase, but it's like you get so anal about making sure everything is super clean. And with 3-year-old triplets, they're really good. They're starting to realize to pick up their own toys and stuff, but it's like the little things that I will do when I clean that not everybody does, and that I notice, and it bothers me when, like, I'll come out there, like, the other night, I really wanted to mop the floors, because they are dirty. I mean, we have dogs. They accumulate, stuff on the floors, and with the kids running around on the floors, because we have hardwoods, we have one carpet, their feet do get dirty at night, so we do try to wash them off before they get into bed, but, it's just like that gross feeling of, and I'm like, well, one, the baby's not going to be crawling around on the floor like right away, but it's just, it you should mop your floors anyways, but it's just like, I was mopping once a week for a while, and then I slacked off, and then I was mopping once, maybe twice a week again until it got too much for me. And every night I'm like, it drives me nuts because I want to mop when the babies go to bed, and then I don't have the energy. So yeah, it's little things like that that, like, I've got to let go. The exhaustion. It's the third trimester exhaustion. I don't have so much of the exhaustion of I want to sleep all the time like some people do. It's more of the, if I start cleaning something, I get exhausted easily, which again is common in pregnancy. Third trimester, you're going to get exhausted by doing the littlest things. And it makes me so angry because I'm like, I want to do X, Y, and Z, but my body is just like, no, you need to rest. And I'm so frustrated with that feeling because it's like, you know, um, the triplets and tantrums. So, yes, we have hit the extreme terrible twos. For the most general part, they are great. They're happy, they're loving, they are playing, but again, they're two, they're siblings, they're going to fight, they're going to, Millie, apparently, Millie, who's the oldest, is in a full-blown tantrum. You get her in a tantrum, it takes forever to calm her down. She decides to hit her siblings. She decides to try and kick and hit us. She'll try to scratch our faces. She's in just a full-blown tantrum. And um, between me and Jen, we each have a different way of approaching her tantrums. I will let her throw her tantrum for a few minutes, let her kind of, work it out herself. And then I will sit down on the floor, usually, or sit down close to her, see her reaction, and I won't like approach her. I won't try to hug her or anything. I'll just like calmly just sit there and just be there. Eventually she does allow me to, calm her down and hug her, and it depends on her tantrum because sometimes she can calm down in 5 minutes, sometimes it takes a half an hour. It just depends. um Trenton's, of course, in the boy phase where he wants to bash his sister's heads with the bouncy balls that we have. He gets very, very angry, or upset when the girls want to play with his trains, even though it's all of their trains. Um, he's just a sibling that when he's doing something, he wants to do it himself. He doesn't want anybody else playing with him, which again, I understand. He's the only boy, you know. And what was the other day he threw a tantrum because he woke up. I was trying to carry him, which it's also getting really, really hard to pick them up as well because my back really hurts, and like it's just getting harder to carry them around, which hurts me as a mom to not want to carry or not be able to carry them as much. Like I have to sit down when I carry them, and then they want to be stand up and walk around and hold them. And I can't do that, and it's hard. But the other day he came out in the living room. I was holding him. I told him I have to change his diaper. I could have waited, but his diaper was like it was one of those rare diapers that like he peed a lot at nighttime. So I had to change him. And he just went full blown meltdown because he did not want his diaper changed. And then I offered him milk because every morning they get milk, and he did not want the milk. I turned on his favorite show. He didn't want anything. He ran into the bedroom, sat on the floor, and cried hysterically until Daddy got up and picked him up and stuff. And he was just in this rare, extreme like you can't calm him down, which is very rare for him. Izzy is in a phase, I don't know why it just started, but she's in a phase where she starts hitting herself now. Um, oh, and then if one of the siblings, Millie, if Izzy or Trenton is trying to tantrum, Millie finds it funny to go over them and like hit them when they're in the middle of their tantrum. It's like no, no, no. Um, but they all are finally using the potties. Um, when we one day, Izzy, who is the hardest one to potty train, she would see the potty. She'd know where the potty was. She'd either pee next to it or she'd go the opposite way and pee completely away from it. Um, she just refused to use the potty chair. Now all of a sudden she goes. I think it's because they like to be naked and run around naked in the house, which I mean, it's summertime, go ahead. Um, but they all pee in the potties now, very well. They will usually tell us when they pee in the potties. They haven't pooped in the potties yet, so we're working on that. But I'm very proud of them because we've had no accidents outside of the potty chairs. The only time we did, I think, was when I was cleaning all two of them. And I was cleaning two of them. One of them was sitting on the third one, and Millie had to pee, and she didn't have anywhere to pee, so she just peed. But that's like not a big deal. But I mean, they know that their potties are potties, and they get excited, and it's finally like yes, finally. Another big thing that I did is I took out their pack and plays out of the bedroom, and I put up their playpen. I'll show you guys. And I took the crib mattresses that we had because the one crib broke, we took it down, and the other crib that we had, we don't have the screws for. I was going to use the old screws from the old crib to put the crib up, but we just didn't have. I just whatever. So I put the mattresses in the playpen, and they work. Um, so far the girls sleep in there, and they've been doing great. Trenton still co-sleeps with us. We did get a bassinet for the baby, so and it's one that like one of the sides folds down so she can close up. So we did get a bassinet so that the baby can sleep, co-sleep with us in the bassinet, and then if Trenton still is co-sleeping with us, because we're trying to transition him into the playpen with the girls because it's big enough. It's like the way I have the mattresses set up. It's like a queen size bed, so they all three would easily fit in there and have plenty of room to roll around at night. But so far he hasn't gotten. He did nap in there once when we had a doctor's appointment, and um, yeah, when Grandma and Airly put him down. Um, let's see. Early custody. So I did finally go down to South Carolina. Um, this past when was it? Thursday, Friday? No, this past week, Monday, July 21st. I don't even know what day it is. July 21st, we had to drive down to South Carolina and do the custody for Airly. Not we, I guess me. I had to do the custody of Airly, and we drove 5 hours, 6 hours to get there, and then 6 hours back. We didn't get home till like 11:30 or something like that. But yeah, the custody was really easy, fast. The judge was just, all she was concerned about was which jurisdiction Airly would be in if anything happened to me. Since she's born here and I live here in North Carolina, she should have jurisdiction here. But since she's lived in South Carolina for the past 3 years and she's been residing there, then jurisdiction should be in South Carolina since we're doing the court case in South Carolina. Well, we decided that, me and her aunt decided that we're going to do the jurisdiction in South Carolina, and then I can always petition to move it to North Carolina in the future if something happens. They were just making sure, like, if anything happened to me and she had to go back to, like, be a ward of the state, or if Noelle, her aunt, had to have her again, you know, that, something like that. But yeah, Airlie's doing good. She's learning to cook more, which is awesome. We just made coffee cake the other day. Um, my mom is taking her to Winston-Salem coming up on the 1st to visit my mom's sister. So that will be good for her to like do something. She loves going to the beach. And she loves helping out with the babies. Her dog Leo is still the tall, lanky, old doggy man that he is. My mom's dog did finally get fixed, spayed. So she's on doggy rest right now. Well, supposedly she's on doggy rest. And then, oh, my diaper bag. So I did, here's a funny thing. I started to pack my diaper bag because there was one day where I was having Braxton Hicks and they weren't getting better. They were getting stronger. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and pack a diaper bag, just in case, even though I'm sure that they're Braxton Hicks. And this is common because, I mean, towards the end, you can have really, really strong contractions that literally feel like, I mean, these were like coming closer together and getting stronger. But somehow in I knew that it wasn't time yet. But I went ahead and packed the diaper bag. But I had to unpack it because some of the clothes I'm still wearing every day were packed in a diaper bag. So I have to repack that. Um, Going on with the pregnancy, I did have the ultrasound yesterday, which was Friday. We went to the doctor, had a long doctor appointment. I am measuring, the baby is 5 pounds, 10 ounces, and I'm right on schedule. Um, My OB said because of my age and my past pregnancy or deliveries of my babies that she wants to go ahead and induce me at 39 weeks instead of waiting until my actual due date, which is, I really don't want to be induced because I was induced with Airly and the Pitocin. It's forcing your body to do something that's not natural, and I really don't want to do it. So next time I go to my doctor, I'm going to see how far out I can schedule it. Hopefully I can get close enough to my due date because I really don't want to be induced. Um, but while I was there, we did find out the baby has a lot of hair because I could see it on the ultrasound. And while I was doing the stress test, which I don't remember if I ever had one, it's basically where you're hooked up to the heart monitor and they just make sure that like baby is doing okay, you're doing okay. And they laughed. They said, "Oh, you're having contractions. Do you feel them?" And I'm like, "No." No, oh, well, they're probably Braxton Hicks. And I'm watching the screen. Like, my contractions are literally going like this. And they were consistent. And I'm just like, I'm so used to, like, at this point in my pregnancy and taking care of the triplets and doing things around the house, I don't really notice if I have Braxton Hicks, like, at all anymore. I don't know if that's because my back pain is so severe. Sorry. I don't know if that's because my back pain is so severe or if that's because it's just normal. Obviously, if I had real contractions, they would get stronger and closer together. So, um, on that note, so in 36 weeks, they have scheduled me my next 3 appointments. Yes, I have 3 appointments left until this baby is due. And I'm not as panicked anymore. I'm like just so ready to have the baby, if that makes sense. I'm sure every female towards the end feels like this. Um, I want to go out as far as possible, but if the baby wants to come like tomorrow, then that's fine. I'm ready. But basically, after this video, I'm gonna film me packing my diaper bag, and then show you guys what I pack in my diaper bag, because I know there's 1,000 videos out there, but if you are curious about what I pack, so far my medication that I'm on, I take my prenatal, my Effexor, and 2 Tylenols in the morning, and then I take 2 Tylenols, 2 magnesiums, and 1 muscle relaxer. That's what I was gonna say. They did have to prescribe me muscle relaxer for my back. I take 1 of those at night. Last night was the first night I had it, because now on my left side, I'm having such severe pain that I can't like walk really, like almost at all. And it's, I laugh about it because when I sit down, like how I'm sitting now, I don't really feel it. But if I shift, it can go from like a 6, and then if I stand up and start walking, it's like an 8. And I laugh at that because I know that labor is going to be a lot worse. So I try to just suck it up and just deal with it, because I mean, I could do all the stretches and do everything else. I can't take more meds than are prescribed. The muscle relaxer did knock me out last night, so because it's a muscle relaxer, yes, it's supposed to. I've never been on a muscle relaxer, so but it did help the back pain, so that's good. Um, and I'm one of those people that I say I have a high threshold of pain, and when I say it's an 8, for me to be an 8, it means that I'm almost in tears, and that means it's severe enough to where I really, really should sit down and rest. And I'm, it's really hard for me because I have that guilt of I should be taking care of the babies too, or I should do this, or I should do this. And it's like nobody, my mom, Airly, Jim, they all do not expect me to do pretty much anything. I'm pretty much on bed rest, which also drives me nuts because I'm so used to doing everything, and especially when I get stressed. So it's a lot different. This pregnancy is, to me, harder than being pregnant with the triplets. I don't know if it's because of my age. I don't know if it's just, I mean, every pregnancy is different. This pregnancy just feels harder, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's the update so far, of what's going on. You stuck with me to the end. Thank you. I don't think there's much else. I will try to keep an updated vlog. We still want to do the gender reveal, hopefully soon. I'm still going to film a diaper bag pack out, and if I don't film between now and, or if I don't upload a video between now and when the baby's born, then I'll upload those videos afterwards. But as of right now, we have 3 appointments left, so it's time. And here I'll show you a bump picture really fast. This is the bump. So, but on that note, any questions, comments, thoughts, or concerns, you guys can list us below. Follow me on my other socials. I know I don't post as much I know I don't post as much on there anymore, but I promise I will try to do some more videos. On that note, you guys stay awesome. Bye.